In contemporary China, numerous once thriving industries are now facing severe challenges. In 2024, China is undergoing an unprecedented industrial adjustment and reshuffling, with 10 major industries during this economic bubble set to collapse, bringing significant impacts on the economy. The Chinese Communist Party, CCP, has long claimed that China is the world's largest market for electric vehicles. However, in reality, the electric vehicle industry is in a similar state to the real estate industry, and it is even more problematic. According to Bloomberg, China's electric vehicle market has developed rapidly in recent years, attracting numerous new companies. However, the withdrawal of subsidy policies and competition from foreign enterprises have led to the burst of the once thriving electric vehicle bubble. In the past 3 years, at least 75 Chinese new energy vehicle brands have been eliminated, and it is expected that by 2025, 60 to 70% of the brands will face elimination. To enhance competitiveness, brands have engaged in fierce price wars, causing considerable harm to new startups and small to medium-sized car manufacturers. By 2024, the competitive landscape of China's new energy vehicle market has fundamentally changed. It is worth noting that the new quality productivity, highly endorsed by Xi Jinping, is claimed by the authorities to be the new lifeline of the Chinese economy. It is a new trend surging through the ocean of the Chinese economy, including industries such as electric vehicles. However, their share in China's economy is less than 3%. Compared to larger industries like real estate, it is unlikely that the authorities can rely on these industries to save the economy in the post-pandemic era. In 2024, the electric vehicle market is expected to face successive rounds of price wars. Currently, the price of batteries in lithium carbonate has dropped from 400,000 yuan per ton last year to 100,000 yuan per ton this year. Consequently, more people are likely to reconsider purchasing electric vehicles. Furthermore, in the next decade, the price of electric vehicles is expected to halve, potentially making current buyers feel they overpaid. The recently released 2024 Global Automotive Consumer Study indicates that 22% of car owners regretted purchasing pure electric vehicles in 2023, mainly due to inconvenient charging. To address these concerns, charging infrastructure must be widely implemented. Second-hand housing. Just when everyone thought the Chinese real estate market was bottoming out, a new wave of property price plunges began. According to the latest report from Chuge.com's Data Research Center, the second-hand housing market in 100 major cities showed a sluggish trend in March 2024. Overall, the prices of second-hand residential properties continued to decline, with the downward trend intensifying.
This
year, the peak period in March and April did not exist in Shanghai's housing market. The second-hand housing market is extremely bleak. Currently, properties in the second-hand market are not selling at all. You had to sell at 5% to 10% below market price, a real bargain price, to make a sale. Since the new year, in central districts like Xintiandi, Lujiazui, and Shuhui-Binjiang, how many second-hand properties have been sold? Just one or two, almost none. There are so many agents struggling to make ends meet.
Currently, Shanghai's second-hand housing market is facing unprecedented difficulties. Many homeowners are hoping for a market recovery or policy relaxation, expecting an influx of buyers from other regions to boost prices. However, the reality is far from their expectations. The situation in the Beijing housing market is dire. Second-hand houses are not selling at all. A client shared some data with me. In the Wanliu area, only 10 houses were sold this month across many communities. Their house didn't even have any potential buyers visit. Can you imagine? This is Wanliu, one of the most prominent areas in all of Beijing. The market is in excessive supply, putting enormous pressure on sellers. The listing volume of second-hand homes in Beijing has reached a historical high of over 180,000 units. Yet, there are no prospects. Buyers are also holding back, hoping for further price drops. As a result, most second-hand houses are not selling. Looking at the downturn cycle, third and fourth-tier cities are particularly struggling. The market generally believes that the real estate market in these cities is already in trouble. Second-tier cities have experienced the largest declines, with the steepest drops in various aspects. Many agents report that although there is still significant demand, buyers are generally adopting a wait-and-see approach due to unclear policies. In Shanghai, second-hand residential transactions have declined for 5 consecutive months, with transaction prices dropping by 4%. In Shenzhen, the volume of second-hand transactions continues to decrease, down 45% compared to the same period last year. In Beijing and other places, first-time homebuyer projects are popular, but the overall number of transactions remains relatively low, with most buyers still holding off. Data from the National Bureau of Statistics of China for January and February show that the decline in national real estate sales area and sales volume exceeded 20%. Compared to 2022, the sales decline was only 8.5%. This indicates an exceptionally cold start to the housing market in 2024, and first-tier cities may need to adopt more relaxed policies to cope. School district housing. China's once booming school district housing market has recently experienced unprecedented turmoil. In the 4 major first-tier cities of Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Guangzhou, the prices of school district houses have plummeted, resulting in significant losses for many investors. Take Beijing as an example. In once popular school district areas like Wanliu, property prices were considered among the highest in the city. However, these areas have now seen significant price drops. It is reported that a 44 square meter house quickly fell to just over 6 million yuan, down 3 million yuan from its peak price, leaving many parents feeling devastated. Similar situations are occurring in other major cities. In Shanghai, the transaction price of school district houses in Gaoxing Garden has dropped from the previous 90,000 to 100,000 yuan per square meter to 49,000 yuan per square meter, a decrease of 2.05 million yuan. In Shenzhen, the prices of school district houses in some popular areas have also experienced significant drops, with declines of up to 50% in certain regions. There are several reasons for the turmoil in the school district housing market. First, with decreasing student enrollment, the tipping point for the value of school district housing has emerged. As education becomes more equitable, school district housing may gradually lose its significance and properties will revert to their primary residential function. Additionally, for ordinary families, spending millions of yuan to get their child into a good school, only to end up with a salary of less than 10,000 yuan, makes the investment to return ratio too low. As a result, fewer people are buying school district houses. Gold jewelry. Due to the unfavorable economic environment this year, many people have chosen to buy gold as a hedge. Some believe that gold jewelry preserves value and can also be worn, offering dual benefits leading to a surge in purchases of gold. However, the surge in gold prices has been shocking. For instance, on May 7, 2024, Chow Tai Fook's gold price was 713 yuan per gram. Including an additional processing fee of about 100 yuan per gram, the total price of gold jewelry reached 813 yuan per gram. Yet, the recycling price was only around 500 yuan. In wholesale channels, the price of gold jewelry, including processing fees, was 580 yuan per gram, making it 233 yuan per gram cheaper than Chow Tai Fook. Buying gold jewelry now is practically paying a fool's tax. Moreover, a consumer reported recently taking 5 gold pieces to a secondhand store in Shanghai for recycling. Before melting, the gold purity test showed a purity of over 99% for all items. However, after melting, the purity at 3 testing points dropped to between 93% and 96%. The store clerk indicated that due to the insufficient purity, the gold could only be recycled at 90% of the recycling price. Adding to buyers' woes, gold prices have plummeted by 17% in the past week. Several brands, including Chow Tai Fook and China Gold, have seen their gold prices drop back to just over 500 yuan per gram, with discounts bringing the price to 599 yuan per gram. Even the prices of other precious metals like silver are continuing to decline. Industry analysts point out that although gold prices have recently pulled back, they remain high. The People's Bank of China has decreased its gold reserves for 17 consecutive months, but recent purchase volumes have decreased, which may indicate potential risks in the gold industry. Many analysts consider the recent surge in gold prices to historical highs to be unusual, especially as U.S. real interest rates are rising, which typically causes gold prices to fall. Bloomberg Markets live reporter and strategist Garfield Reynolds noted that this contradiction suggests that unless an economic or financial crisis leads to a collapse in risk assets, gold prices are likely to quickly reverse this year's gains. Diamond industry. Let's talk about the already collapsing diamond industry. According to the Chinese financial news media outlet Banma Consumption, the market size of China's diamond products last year was about 60 billion yuan, a year-on-year decline of approximately 27%. Diamonds are widely regarded as a symbol of love, and China's dairy ring has taken this concept to the extreme with the slogan, "Only one ring in a lifetime," stipulating that each person can customize one ring with their ID card. However, this marketing strategy has failed. In recent years, even women have not been convinced by the fairy tale created by diamonds, leading to a significant drop in diamond sales. Dairy Ring's parent company, DRC Holdings, saw its revenue and net profit attributable to the parent company drop by 40.78% and 90.54% respectively last year. Its non-net profit experienced its first loss, with 156,700,000 fewer pieces of jewelry sold compared to the previous year, and profits plunged by 90%. Lei Sen Jewelry, which specializes in wedding rings, reported a net loss attributable to the parent company of 76.2 million yuan last year, an increase in losses of 99% year-on-year. De Beers Group saw its annual revenue decline by 34% last year, with cumulative losses exceeding 3.3 billion yuan over 4 years, leading to its delisting in March this year. The parent company of I Do Diamond Rings has directly entered bankruptcy and reorganization. Once highly valued by global capital, diamonds now have a depreciation rate of up to 90%. Previously, lab-grown diamonds were highly sought after because they were cheaper than natural diamonds and visually similar. A 1-carat lab-grown diamond ring costs around 7,000 yuan, while a similar natural diamond costs 40,000 yuan to 60,000 yuan. However, even lab-grown diamonds are now struggling to sell. As early as 2020, global production of synthetic diamonds reached 6 to 7 million carats, with nearly half coming from China. With a large influx of synthetic diamonds into the market, people have gradually realized that diamonds are no longer purely value-preserving assets, leading to a sharp decline in sales. Jade and gemstones. The diamond market is struggling in other consumer jewelry such as jade, rubies, sapphires, pearls, emeralds, and tourmalines are also facing sales difficulties. As people's understanding and appreciation of jade continue to improve, the market demand for jade jewelry has risen accordingly. However, a surge in market demand often leads some unscrupulous merchants to inflate jade prices and even produce fake jade jewelry. In the jade industry, there is an understanding that there may be a period of stagnation at the start, but once you make the first transaction, there will be huge profits involved. Many people, tempted by money, have rushed into the jade industry hoping to make a fortune. Various reasons have led to false prosperity in the market, much like a bubble that can easily burst. In recent years, small retailers, due to insufficient supply and low brand recognition, often engage in price wars to make more money without incurring losses, exploiting consumers' desire for bargains. Large brand jade pieces typically cost thousands or even tens of thousands of yuan, while similar items from small brands might only cost a few hundred yuan. The high profit margins in the jade industry have led to mistrust among consumers, who worry about being deceived. The jade industry also lacks unified standards, leading to rampant counterfeiting and making it difficult for consumers to distinguish genuine from fake items. Without a comprehensive understanding, many consumers choose to steer clear. Another major reason for the jade industry's gradual decline is the widespread reality of consumption downgrading. The economic impact of the pandemic has left many people struggling, reducing demand for high-end consumer goods. This has made the sale of jade and other jewelry even more challenging. Mao Tai liquor. The recent news of Maotai liquor price drops have caused a market uproar. Reports indicate that the wholesale price of Maotai Flying Fairy 53% 500 milliliter has fallen below 2,600 yuan, a significant drop from its previous high of 3,000 yuan. This has left distributors anxious, as the 2,500 yuan mark is considered the bottom line, and prices below 2,600 yuan signal a nearing collapse. Multiple factors contribute to the price drop of Maotai. One key reason is the decline in consumer demand. As a high-end liquor, Maotai's demand is influenced by consumer income levels and confidence. If economic growth slows or consumers feel uncertain about the future economic outlook, they may cut back on luxury spending, affecting Maotai's sales and prices. Maotai has long been seen as a barometer for the entire liquor industry. Following the April 8th announcement of Maotai's price reduction, the entire liquor sector experienced a decline, with the CSI Liquor Index falling by 4.13% and the liquor EFTs dropping by 3.97%. Additionally, the liquor industry has been facing issues of overcapacity and inventory buildup in recent years. To boost market share and performance, liquor companies have been expanding production, leading to oversupply. In this situation, companies may reduce prices to stimulate sales and alleviate inventory pressure. Major brand cosmetics. Once, owning an expensive major brand cosmetic product was a dream for many young girls in China. International luxury brands like LV, Dior, and Chanel were seen as symbols of status and success. However, more people are now turning to rational consumption. Social media is filled with content on how to choose cost-effective cosmetics and alternatives to expensive products. This shift not only reflects changes in economic conditions, but also changes in consumer mentality and spending habits. Notably, the famous Chinese-Korean cosmetics brand Papa Recipe has ceased operations in the Chinese market, which is not an isolated case. In recent years, several well-known Korean cosmetics brands have withdrawn from China. Amore Pacific's Innisfree brand has closed more than 80% of its stores in China, and another brand under its umbrella, Etude House, completely shut down all offline stores in China in 2021. Besides Korean brands, almost all foreign cosmetics companies in China are experiencing a wave of store closures. This indicates that China's economic instability has had a direct impact on the global cosmetics market. iPhone. In recent years, Apple's iPhone series has been a giant in the smartphone market, with its flagship products highly sought after by consumers. However, the China smartphone market weekly sales tracking report shows that in the first 6 weeks of 2024, overall smartphone sales in China fell by 7% compared to the same period last year, with Apple's sales plunging by 24%. Previous data also revealed that in the fourth quarter of 2023, Apple's shipment volume in the Chinese smartphone market fell by 14.6% year-on-year to 14 million units. Analysts point out that as the cost of living continues to rise, many families' incomes have not increased accordingly. Expenses for housing, education, and healthcare are continually rising, reducing disposable income. In this context, people must carefully consider their consumption choices, prioritizing basic living needs. Especially in a slowing economy, people are more inclined to choose more affordable smartphone brands rather than spending large sums on Apple's high-end products. Tea market. In a certain region of Guizhou, green tea sales at this time of year used to reach over 10 million, but so far this year sales have only been over 1 million, just a tenth of previous years. This data clearly shows the drastic changes that have occurred in the tea market in recent years. Taking green tea as an example, the demand for green tea as a gift has significantly influenced its sales in past years. However, this year, sales of business and packaged tea have plummeted, leading to a sharp decline in green tea sales. Additionally, the entry of strong brands like Pangdong Lai Supermarket has made pricing information more transparent, making it difficult to achieve high profits through information asymmetry as in the past. Previously, tea buyers accumulated large inventories when purchasing tea, reducing their demand for new tea accordingly. In this market context, unless the economy rapidly recovers, the tea market's difficulties will be hard to change. It is reported that currently the amount of pu'er tea stockpiled in warehouses is as high as several 100,000 tons. Even if the tea industry in Yunnan ceases operations, the existing inventory should sustain market consumption for several years. Now, with the economic growth momentum weakening, all industries are preparing for the impending economic winter. As a non-essential good, tea is significantly affected by external environments, with consumers generally opting for consumption downgrades, allocating more funds to essential expenses rather than tea. Additionally, many tea consumers have already chosen tea suppliers they trust and are reluctant to change their buying habits, further complicating tea sales. These collapsing industries are a microcosm of China's socioeconomic issues. How to address these crises has become a key focus. At the upcoming 20th CPC Central Committee third plenary session, there is significant external interest in whether Xi Jinping can find solutions to prevent an economic cliff collapse. Renowned Chinese scholar Wen Taijun recently revealed that the CCP authorities are facing unprecedented economic challenges. He pointed out that since the 1978 reform and opening up, almost every CCP leadership has encountered an economic crisis, which coincides with political cycles. Wen Taijun disclosed that some county-level cities and town-level units in developed regions have debts of hundreds of billions, even trillions of yuan, with previous governments typically resolving these massive debts through land requisition and property mortgages. According to his research, a large number of enterprises have gone bankrupt and workers have been laid off in developed southern cities, leading to a surge in private debt and social instability. Wen Taijun also pointed out that China faces severe social contradictions and inflation could trigger a recession in the real economy, leading to worker unemployment. For developing countries, economic crises often turn into social crises and even political crises, with the occurrence of color revolutions being quite common.